on the left. We're joining on the motorway now, so we're just checking the mirrors, doing a shoulder check. We'll indicate to the right to say we're moving out. Aware of that camper van in front of us, we just come out into lane 1 and then reassess before we think about overtaking the camper van. I'm just easing off a little bit to allow one van to come by me. Don't want to get too close to this camper van. I'm now going to do a mirrors, shoulder, signal, move out gently. Don't want to take anybody's surprise, so everything you do is nice and gentle. Got a lorry that's just moved down to lane 2 to overtake one carrying a load of hay. Keeping my distance, minimum of 2-second gap between us and the vehicle in front. Probably better than I have 3 seconds. Got one vehicle coming up behind us now, just under the 70 mark. Just looking to see what that lorry does. Moving, mirrors, shoulder check and signal, move out. Lorry's gone back into lane 1, so now we're happy that we're safe with mirror, shoulder, check, signal, come back over to the centre lane. 2 lorries up ahead of us. I'm watching the green lorry now to see if he's catching the one in front. That would be the first indication that he's going to move out into my lane. Checking what's happening behind us. I have got a space in lane 3 should I need it. He doesn't appear to be pulling out just yet. He is getting a bit too close, so mirror, signal, shoulder, because I saw that indication come on. I'd already checked that I could go out there, but I still checked again. Now that I'm clearly behind him, making sure I can see both headlights, moving back over to this lane, and again, moving over to lane 1. Got a turning coming off here, exit coming off here, 1 mile ahead. I'm going to take that exit. So we start by 1 mile away, checking what's happening behind us, making sure we know what's happening ahead of us. We don't want to be caught out and taken by surprise. If I was in lane 2 or 3, what I'd be trying to do is to revert back to lane 1 so that I'm in lane 1 as I get to the half-mile marker, which is the sign we've now got. Staying in this lane, keeping the speed going. What we don't want to do is to slow anybody down behind us unnecessarily. We don't want to force them to do a lane change unnecessarily. What we do though is we want to signal at about the 300-yard marker. So we're checking all the mirrors, indicating to the left, keeping the speed constant. We've got the slip road, which I like to call the deceleration lane, and that's where we slow down. We're now in that slip road, cancel the signal, come off the gas, start to brake gently. So that's exiting the roundabout. What we're going to do here is we're going to go round this roundabout, straight ahead, and back onto the motorway. Just slowing down a bit more to change lanes because I had this car coming up the right hand side. Traffic light ahead is green, so I'm just easing off a little bit, braking a little bit, changing into 3rd gear to handle this. Looking to the right, making sure there's no emergency vehicles coming round. Keeping in this left hand lane, I'll now indicate my intention to leave the roundabout. So when we use this slip road here, we use this as an acceleration lane, so we now accelerate, and it's important to try and get our speed to match the speed of the traffic already on the motorway. Best to leave it in 4th gear maximum. We don't want to go into 5th and find we've got no acceleration or deceleration. I can see there's a gap, just a shoulder check to confirm it, putting the signal on, moving over to the right hand lane, and now I can select my 5th gear. I'm going to go up the M3, so I'm going to stay in this lane, just easing a little bit because there's a grey vehicle and this minibus has now come into the lane. Making sure that I've got the space. The next minibus is going to come in as well, so I'm just easing a little bit more. Making sure I've got my space. Checking what's happening behind. Now I can see the road layout here. People can also come onto this bit of motorway by coming up the slip road, which is now on my right. So I'm checking the mirrors, shoulder check, nothing there. Building speed up towards 70. I'm not going to be overtaking these 3 vehicles because they've all accelerated as well. A couple of vehicles coming up behind me, no real issue for me. What's going to be important in the moment is the part of the motorway where we get 2 motorways coming together. Still checking the mirrors, we want to know all the time what's going on. Not interested just before I do something, I'm interested in what's happening all the time. loads of vehicles up in front of me. I've got the sign up there, the warning triangle, telling me that the traffic can join this motorway from the left. So checking the mirrors to see if I can move out to lane 2 should I need to. It's perfectly empty. Don't want to go out there just because I want to. I want to make sure I can if I need to. Nothing coming down that slip road, so I'll stay where I am. Got another sign down here telling me, first of all, there's an exit coming up and also the entry from the M27. I'm checking the mirrors. I can't move out to lane 3 now, so I've got to be a little bit more careful. The lorry coming down, he's in lane 1. That's going to be fine. Looking at all the mirrors, quick shoulder check to the left. Nothing coming down that left-hand side of me. I'm perfectly okay. What I need to do is to resort to the lane 1 as it will be in a second, as soon as it's safe to do so. Aware of the truck moving out, so I'm now going to just shoulder check onto the mirrors, indicate to move over to lane 1. I've got a lorry up ahead, so what I'm doing now is checking our mirrors, looking for the gap that I'm going to move into to overtake that truck. I've also got the joining traffic coming up in a moment as well. I've got a van coming up behind me in lane 2, so what I'm going to do is to move over to lane 2 now so that I don't get blocked by the truck. I can see a couple of vehicles joining the motorway ahead of me, so I'm aware that the truck in front of me might move out to my lane. Checking the mirrors, I can go out to lane 3 should I need to. The lorry is now moving out, so I'll indicate the shoulder check as well, don't forget. Move out. Braking in head in lane 2. Lane 3 they're not braking. Once I'm clear of the van, I'm going to move over to the left. So making sure I can see both headlights before I move over, allowing this Mini now to come by me who is right up close behind. Watching the van coming by me as well, and I'm going to move out. Shoulder check, mirror shoulder check, signal, move out gently, again so that the van behind me doesn't block me in. Keeping a steady 70 miles an hour, making sure I've got the gap in front of me. Watching the van that's now moving out, just easing a tiny bit to allow him the space. I've still got my 2-second gap. Lots of traffic, the van in front's braking, so I'm just easing. The van behind me is not too close. I see brake lights further up ahead, so I've come off the gas more. Watching what's happening behind. Everybody behind me is matching my speed nicely. No issues, no problems. One car's just moved into the lane in front of me. That van there is accelerating a bit. I can see the puff of diesel fumes coming out the back. That's no real issue. We're all being held up here a little bit because of the car transporter in lane 2 overtaking the truck in lane 1. He should be resorting to lane 1 in just a moment. A blue van up behind me now, not too close, no real problem. Traffic appears now to be starting to speed up. I'm doing 60 miles an hour, so I can just increase my speed a little bit. Watching the traffic that's now joining from the left, watching for any movement, anybody trying to get out of the way of them. Everything appears to be fine. I've got a grey car there indicating to come out round the blue truck. Let him come out, that's not a problem. These trucks here are restricted to lane 1 and 2 here. They can't come out to this lane, but I'm still aware I need to check because they might swerve to avoid an issue. I've got a gap coming up in front of this truck, so I'm going to go over to lane 2 and allow the van behind me to overtake me. So mirrors, shoulder check, indicate, move over to the left-hand lane. I've got an Eddie Stobart truck in front of me. 2 vans now going to overtake me. I'm just easing off a little bit so I don't close up on the truck. Looking at the road ahead, I can see almost 2 miles up there to the top of the hill. Very solid traffic, all 3 lanes. Checking the mirrors now. Looking over the shoulder, indicating to the right, gently moving over. We never steer violently or quickly on a motorway. We do everything nice and gently. There's a gap in front of this green truck. I'm going to move over to lane 2 once I've passed. Checking the mirrors, all 3 mirrors. I want to know everything that's happening. Shoulder check to the left, indicate to the left, C2 headlights of the little truck so I can move over. I'm going to go over to lane 1 once I've passed the green truck. Checking the mirrors behind me. Looking over my shoulder, indicating to the left, C2 headlights, move over to the left.